So I got a very special delivery over the weekend. I was really excited because this was supposed to show up on a Monday, but instead it actually came on a Saturday. It is an extra large Dottie. It is my Calathea Dottie. Oh gosh, look at it. It came bare root. It came all the way from South Carolina. I have been waiting to get this plant for, I don't know, more than a year. It probably more like 18 months now. This is one of the Calatheas that I've seen in pictures and really wanted to find. And to be honest with you, I signed up to a ton of mailing lists. I actually bought multiple Dotties over this last winter, and none of them worked out. One finally did arrive, but it had pretty serious cold damage and it wasn't able to pull through. This is a much larger plant. You can see that other unboxing video if you'd like. This is, I believe they said, a 4-inch plant. You see me giving the thumbs up there. It is looking awesome. So I was really excited. It's very established, and so I'm a lot less concerned about it than I was about the first Dottie that arrived, which is really 2 rhizomes with only like 2 or 3 leaves, really small leaves on each rhizome. This came from Penny's Plants. I ordered it off of Etsy, so just a shout out to Penny's Plants. I'm ready to pot. I am so excited about this. Like I said, I've been waiting for, oh gosh, I want to say it's been about 18 months, so I was so excited. If you just saw my unboxing and potting of the Sigodium, that you know what this is. If you don't, I use an organic, unbleached coffee filter at the bottom of my pot over the drainage hole, just to keep my potting mix from going through. And so actually what you're going to see me do here is add some potting mix that I've already mixed together. This has a few different things in it. It's got pine bark, some perlite, but you'll see me add extra perlite because this is what I tend to use in my usual potting mix for most plants in my house. However, when it comes to my Calatheas, I do tend to add a lot more perlite, and you'll see that right here. I'm really careful with it. You should wear a mask when you're using this much perlite, to be honest. It's abrasive if you inhale it. It can damage the lungs, so just keep that in mind. The way that I tend to do it is I gently lay it down and then fold it into my mix so I don't stir up a ton of its dust, which again is really not good for you to breathe in. So keep that in mind. And by the way, I'm standing even kind of far back, which you can't really tell. Once I've done that, I mix some more up, I place my plant in, I get it ready, and just start to sort of pour it in from this larger receptacle as opposed to scooping it in like I did at the beginning while I was still mixing. So I'm just getting it situated, trying to get it evenly potted, getting it centered, really taking some time with it. I didn't show it, but I went through and you can see the soil at the bottom of the screen. And it looks like even maybe a little bit of moss maybe. I really got its roots exposed so that I could take a look at them. They looked very healthy, by the way. And that way I can make sure that it will get the proper drainage that it needs in my house. To be honest with you, when it comes to potting mix, I pot based on the conditions of my house now. I've noticed that some people, they naturally have, honestly, and this should be obvious, very different environments in their house in terms of how fast draining they need to make sure their potting soil is, how dry is it, is there a ton of humidity. All of these things really play a role for me and how I pot my Calatheas, especially because they can really be really finicky. Here you see me giving it its first drink of water. I kind of let that soak in for a minute and give the plant a chance to settle along with the potting soil, and then I go in and I want to make sure that I'm evenly watering it. So I'm going in both sides and making sure that it's getting evenly moist. And here I'm just checking for drainage, lifting the pot up on top of this paper towel to make sure that it is draining freely and quickly, because that's what I really want. Calatheas, really what can end up happening is their roots suffocate. If you have a soil that clumps too much, if you haven't amended the soil enough to make sure that there's really room for the water to move, because otherwise the plant ends up suffocating. And I've had, when I first started buying Calatheas, that was something that I experienced actually quite a bit. So you see me going in now, I'm making sure there's not any air pockets, that the soil is actually draining, the plant sitting center. And here I just wanted to show it off a little bit. Look at how beautiful this is. This is such a beautiful plant with these dark green leaves. I have to, hi, picture out of Argentina, but I had to just show this off with the hot pink coloring. I have wanted this plant for so long. I can't tell you, this is like a dream come true. I don't even know. I feel like I'm kind of done now. I'm kind of done now that I have this plant. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Until next time, be well and take care.